So if I have to manually set up an emacs that isn't configured to my liking, I will do this, more or less. So this icon here starts up an emacs with a dash capital Q, so there's absolutely no init stuff going on. I started. The first thing I want to do is set frame font. And the font name is prompted for, but Emacs will push the current font name as the thing on the history that would be next. So meta n for next will get it. I can search for the 13, which is the size. I can make it a bigger one. Then the thing I want to do is set frame position. Takes a frame argument. And then pixel position. So this gets me there. Set frame width. The default frame is nil. 133 is going to pretty much cover the screen. Set frame height. Of course, the numbers are different if you have different resolutions of screen. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load a file with some stuff of mine. I'm going to compile it. Another thing I'm going to load is the analog clock. I have a thing, and I'm going to compile that as well. So I want to be on this file. When I finish, I'm going to split window right, and the arguments are the size. If you give a positive arguments, it's the size in characters of horizontally of this window, the one that's currently selected. But if you give it negative, it's the size of the new one that will be created. So I made a skinny one over here on the right. I'm going to say Control XO to go to that skinny one. I'm going to go to the messages buffer. And I'm going to say set window dedicated P to that buffer. And I'm going to say split window below, and I'm going to make it 10 over here. And now I'm going to invoke the clock. So loop with C equals scatter not card current time. That's the second element of the list that current time record returns. That's the thing that increments by seconds. Minus control meta add. Minus said do it for -1 things, and control meta add says mark the expression after the cursor, but since I used the negative, that marked the one in front, while equal that C. So I'm just going to spin loop until the seconds part changes. I'm going to say finally SVG analog clock. So I'm going to put my clock here. I'm also going to use the dedicated window. Then I'm going to say Control X R WC. So I have now saved that window configuration. The reason for having the dedicated ones is so that if I do something like Control X, Control B, it doesn't use one of those sidebar windows. It splits the main window. If I wanted to go to that window, I can go Control XO, but if I want to go back to the previous one, I want to use Control minus Control XO, because it'll go around all of the windows normally clockwise. So from here, Control XO would go to the messages buffer, then another Control XO would go to the clock, and then a third Control XO would go to the buffer list. But a minus Control XO would go directly to the buffer list, so using negative arguments. And so this is pretty much my setup. Thanks for your attention.